Hi, these comments are for GE, and I am Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com. And you're one of my TOEFL Writing Boot Camp course students. You're working really hard to improve your writing right now. And I'm going to look at your essay. Okay, so here's the actual writing rubrics. I think that your score is pretty close to a 4. I know that I'm just looking at 2 of your paragraphs you've written so far, right? I'm going to give you some feedback on this. You say, here's a topic. Nowadays, with the invention of the microwave, with the popularity of fast food restaurants, food has become easier to prepare than ever. Do you think microwave ovens and fast food restaurants are beneficial to society? Use specific reasons and examples to support your answer. So you say, the time is changing rapidly, and so because you have is here, you want to say, and so are our habits. What is the easiest and healthiest living style would always be a trendy topic. To talk about. Toward this end, some people argue that microwave ovens and quick lunch counters will become 2 of the hottest choices for the majority of people. Well, some do not believe it. When you say some, I would use the opposite of some, which is others. Well, others do not believe it. As far as I'm concerned, living with microwave, let's make this plural. Living with microwave ovens and fast food dinners will not be an eternal solution, and that this notorious living will curb people's interest in cooking. Also, people's health will face challenges. You want to put resulting from the high, make this an adjective, caloric intake. That's how I would say that. It says will not be an eternal solution. Well, the question is it good or is it bad? I don't see you in the thesis as really addressing that issue. So maybe I think we need to throw this word in here. Living with microwave ovens and fast food dinners will not be beneficial, and that this notorious living will curb people's interest in cooking. Also, people's health will face challenges resulting from the high caloric intake. So, and we can use health more as a uncount noun. So I put the word beneficial here because it kind of ties back to what was said in the writing prompt. First of all, microwave ovens and fast food dinners No, you're saying diners. I got it. My mistake. Would curb. You say will curb people's interest. Here you say would curb. Let's keep it consistent. Will curb people's interest to our culinary skills. Were people heavily relying on these 2 methods? If people were heavy, okay, that's good. So you omit it if you created that subject-verb inversion for syntactic variety purposes. For instance, since preoccupying with a deluge of assignments last month, I'm going to put being, since being preoccupied with a deluge of assignments last month, I had no choice to cook. I'm going to put maybe so here. So I frequented. I had no choice to cook, so I frequented. I'm going to change this to time. I had no time to cook, so I frequented those fast food franchises such as Subway to eat at during the day. After going back to my dormitory, I would put my leftovers in the microwave oven to reheat them so that you want to change this to would because you're now in the past. I would not waste any time on doing my assignments. As time passed, I began to adopt the habit of eating out. Even though eventually, I'm going to make this past tense, even though eventually I had finished all my assignments at the end of the month. From my experience, I find that those two make life easier tools. I began to adopt the habit of eating out. I'm going to say those two tools make life easier. How about this? Those two tools you could probably say that. I think I have it. So from my experience, I find that those two tools, microwave ovens and fast food restaurants, make my life easier, although they will negatively affect my passion to cook if I depend on them how about say mostly? If I mostly depend on them. Okay, so I think in this one you had quite a few grammatical issues. I think even though I haven't seen your whole essay, that might be enough to bring it down below 24 points. So be careful and pay attention to some of these grammatical corrections that I made here. Now let me take a look at your sentence. Seems like your sentence is a little bit shorter. Okay, hold on a minute. So your sentences, I guess it's okay, 24.7, no problems. Okay. All right, so just be careful. It looks like in this case, be careful of your verb tenses. You want to make sure you control those verb tenses. So when you're talking about things happening in the past, you need to make sure you're using past tense verbs to convey those completed actions. And thank you for completing this practice test.